Hi, my name's Nick Bronson and I'm a Randomfish. Hit the subscribe button and let's be random fishes together. So Ray, these are your first steps, but these are the last steps of the Skywalkers. Hey! Check it out, guys! The teaser trailer for the Rise of Skywalker is finally cut. I still am trying to wrap my head around that. I'm sorry, this thing's just gonna start blowing stuff up. Hold on. That's better. So, the idea of the title of this thing being Rise of the Skywalkers, it's a little bit weird for me. Rise of Skywalker, I'm sorry. Not Skywalkers, Skywalker. But, it's weird. It feels more like a fanfic title, more than an actual movie of Star Wars. Is it just me? Although, I'll be absolutely honest, even if it is, I don't really give a shit, because it's fucking Star Wars. Who doesn't want to be around Star Wars? Who doesn't want to be in Star Wars? Come on. You know, I've always dreamed of these types of movies sort of coming back, and they have, and they've been doing so ever since. And while I have my issues with some of the films, Solo possibly being the only one I have any real issues with, and then slightly in a way Rogue One, but that's a completely different round for a completely different time. The teaser trailer here, they have some interesting things that are happening that I'm sort of looking forward to noticing or trying to recognize in some head. I'm hoping to sort of find out what's been going on. Now, obviously, a lot of people are putting up their videos online talking about what it is they think these things mean, or what certain scenes might be, and, you know, where certain things come from, blah, 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 blah. And you know what? I have absolute respect for that theory. I have absolutely 100%. I love it. I love it, and I love it so much that I'm going to do it myself. And what I'm going to do is be slightly, not controversial, but different in my approach. For example, the Mark Hamill voiceover, it's very clear that he's going to appear as a ghost. That's been confirmed a long time. That was a theory that was rising a long time ago after Episode 8 even happened, so that's kind of always been a thing. But to me, the whole in the desert thing, I feel like that's another Force vision being brought on to Rey, being given to Rey from Luke. Almost in a way as if to symbolize Luke's fears and his inner psyche. This possibly being because I don't think Luke ever really left Tatooine. And I think that's what he's saying to Rey. Like, I never really left. I left Tatooine physically. I did not leave it emotionally. I was still a boy hoping to sort of just do the right thing and wanting to do something different, something bigger, something more than what I already was. And I don't know, I guess that kind of makes me think of the same thing. Possibly that's what he's doing. He's showing Rey that being a Jedi is a good thing, but it doesn't mean you have to stop trying to improve on who you are. Just like the rebellion wasn't the complete version of who he is, just like it wasn't the complete of who Han was or who Leia was. You know, they had their own things, they had their own ideas, they had their own concepts that they had to deal with. And I guess, just from that perspective, if nothing else, that particular shot of the desert is great. I almost kind of imagine it to be, because I mean, you get a few shots of Poe and Finn in a deserty type situation, and you know what? I would think, here's my outlandish idea. My outlandish idea is this: that they end up on a desert planet, possibly Tatooine, possibly Jakku once more, but Rey has a vision of Luke talking to her, and she's walking around, and there's that whole bit in the trailer where she activates the lightsaber and she's running and she jumps backwards over a TIE fighter that's coming at her. Now it looks like Kylo Ren's fighter. Here's the point though, you never see his face, you only see the hands. So my theory is that it's Vader. She's having a vision of Vader in Kylo Ren's fighter, shooting at her in a vague attempt to symbolize that the past is trying to he is trying to relive the past, and he is trying to catch up with her in order to make her embrace the past, forcing her to deal with all of this. If you remember, in The Last Jedi, he was attempting to eliminate the concept of the Sith and everything else. But he's rebuilding the mask in the teaser trailer, or someone is rebuilding the mask in the teaser trailer. So it's more than a little bit possible that this version of Kylo Ren is still attempting to be like Vader, but he is letting go more of the idea of the dark side and is embracing... He's not trying to become Vader, he's trying to surpass Vader, which I think is a massive shift, because in Force Awakens, he is trying to be Vader. In Episode 8, he's trying to not be Vader. In this one, it could be that he's trying to surpass Vader, which would be a brilliant concept to see in the trailer. It would be great. It'd be great to see that in the movie. Lando's in this. Yes! Lando's back! He's piloting the Millennium Falcon with Chewie. Brilliant! I love it. The only thing I would ever worry about is trying to explain where he's been. It could be that he just buggered off to some other planet and just hadn't come back until that point. It's one way or the other already. I would love to see him and Chewie take on and sort of be around a lot more of these characters. I would love to see the idea... I'm sorry, just purely for the comedic concept, I would love to see Lando and Finn meet each other and then have Finn almost be like... and sort of look at him, slightly confused, thinking to himself, are you in any way... like... okay, someone else has turned up. Someone else from the past. I have no idea who you are. Just because, you know, Han was a revered general. Luke was a friggin' legend at that point. Leia was the woman who essentially, you know, started up the New Republic and helped to kickstart the rebellion in the first place. At least that's the way it's possibly been told over the years, ever since the Empire's rise. Because obviously what we see in Star Wars Rebels is slightly different, but still. But Lando, the only real thing that Lando ever did was to blow up the second Death Star, which is a big achievement in and of itself. But it's also combined with the fact that Luke had already faced off against Vader and then Vader had killed the Emperor. So Luke had essentially already taken out the two most important people on that Death Star before Lando blew it up. Han and Leia and the others were down on the forest moon of Endor with the Ewoks, and they were destroying the Empire and destroying the shield generator. I honestly don't really know if Lando's accomplishments were undercut by the other characters. Like, I think that would be hilarious to have. Just have Finn just be like, who the heck are you? Or have Poe be like, who the heck are you? Someone just sort of completely have no idea who Lando is, and have Lando just sort of be like, what the hell? Like, I blew up the Death Star. No, you didn't. Luke blew up the Death Star. No, the second Death Star. Huh. I always thought that was Luke. Have that would just be brilliant to see. Just the comedy, the comedic potential of that moment. I don't know if I saw it right or not, but you can almost... I think on the poster, the poster that was released in Japan, I think it was, you actually see other figures dressed in black with black masks. Those could be the other Knights of Ren, which would be great to see, and it'd be great to see these other things. Also, just purely for no other sake beyond my own, the reason why I was saying that Rey has a vision, hearing Obi-Wan and running away from Darth Vader, possibly piloting the ship, is also the lightsaber that she's holding looks exactly like the one that she and Kylo Ren ripped apart in Episode 8. So either she got both halves and had fixed it, which she is a bit of a Mary Sue, so you can kind of see that possibly happening, in which case, okay, fine, fantastic. But I kind of like the idea that she ends up in a vision holding the lightsaber that she used to own, as a symbol of sort of saying, you have not quite finished your journey with the Force. You're still holding another's lightsaber. This is not your lightsaber. You need to construct your own. And I would love it if that happened, because obviously Luke held on to his father's lightsaber for, 2 out of the 3 original trilogy movies. before he constructed his own of his ultimately awesome green lightsaber. And it would be nice to see if Rey does the same thing. It'd be nice. I guess those are my real main thoughts of the teaser. I'm hoping to see more. I'm hoping to sort of hear more from you guys. You know, link it down. You know, talk about it in the comments. Talk about what you liked from the trailer. Talk about what your expectations will be of the new film. Tell me something, damn it. Write something in the comments. I want to hear from you people. I want to hear from you. And also, you know, it's great to have Star Wars back. It's great to have an epic conclusion to the Skywalker story. It'll be nice. It'd be nice to see that. Something that I've always sort of thought about with when the expanded universe was not necessarily canon, but less uncanon than it is now, was that a lot of it was a massive focus on the Skywalkers. And while I like that, it'll be nice to have an expansion outside of the Skywalkers. It'll be nice. My only real point that I will ever and forever make when it comes to Disney is people, when you're making Star Wars movies, or you're making Star Wars TV shows, or you're doing anything like that, don't just stick to the Empire, or stick to the Republic, or stick to the Rebels. Take it further. Go back. Go to Plagueis' time. Go back to Bane's time. Go back. Have Revan. Have Revan be canon. Have an entire story based around him. Do something like that. That would be great. But you know what? I'm here to talk about the teaser trailer. It was fucking awesome. Go watch it yourself. If you haven't, why the fuck are you watching this video? Goddamn shame on you. My name is Nick Broughton, and I'm a Randomfish, and you know what? I'm also a fucking ARC Trooper. That's right. Yeah, I haven't quite finished the design on the helmet yet. Randomfish out, yo. Where's the thing?